Hello, friends. Hello, fans, audience, haters, everybody. So this is a follow-up on this morning's video, but there are two very important points. Very important points. One, actually, I just got a report, although not precise. Those precise reports are rare, but the one I got today is reliable. Let's put it this way. And it goes like this. Joby, give me your ear here for a minute. Should the FBIs and the National Snoop Agency and whatnot listen to me here. It's very important. The report I got today, actually just now, right, say about an hour ago, is it goes like this. Things may go down before even the election. That things, a military coup, a fully fledged military coup, is in development and deep in details and well detailed and scams and schemes that have been going on for a while. That's why you see all these MAGAs, the top echelons, the upper echelons or top MAGAs being very confident, and Supreme Court and whatnot, right? The report I got is that there is something like this. However, this is a reliable report. This is not a precise report. This is not a precise point, meaning it is likely, but not 100% sure. It is closer to being, say, 90%. So listen to me. How it may happen is like this. Some MAGAs, those lower ranks MAGAs, similar to the ones that converged on the Capitol on January 6th, right? Would advance on the Capitol with guns, of course, and start like fighting and firing and commotion and whatnot, right? Then the government, or say the White House and so on, would call for the armed forces to converge on the Capitol to clear it out. But those converging ranks, the high ranks of the converging forces, such as maybe National Guards, maybe Army, maybe so and so, maybe the ones, those big officers, those high-ranking officers, maybe the ones to commit the military coup and then seize the White House and Biden and whatnot, right? So I want to stay at high level, but this could be well detailed, right? So you need to prepare for such contingency. Joby, you better be mobile. Even starting like very shortly thereafter, and you better be monitoring those officers. How do you monitor officers? Not what they say on social media and whatnot, because what's in their heart and their plans, they may be projecting something opposite and exactly totally opposite to what they really have in mind. And those who are plotting the coup, the military coup, have experience with that. South America, Africa, Middle East, Russia, Asia, and here and there. So get ready. Things may actually start happening before even November, or during November, or something of the sort. So Joby and leadership, get ready for such a day, and make sure that these guys don't just surprise you and invade the White House, or generals come in and declaring martial law, or at least, temporarily until they install Putin back into the White House. I mean Trump, like his pup. So that is very highly likely scenario, and but it's not precise, it's not certain. However, you leadership need to provision for such a day. So first, one of the things you can do is gather forces from different units, not entire units. Bring new generals that are, and so on and so on. And remember, Joby, white people are the foundation of this country, and they're not all bad people. The majority of them are good people, right? And they understand what Trump is, and so on and so forth. So you really need not avoid them. I know you got like Irish background and so on, but these people are your people, and they're Americans. They're the majority of America. They're the ones who built this country in the first place. I still remember Michelle Obama here in Chicago speaking in public, saying that those white people, they are running away from us, from here and her people. That's wrong, man. That's wrong. That's very wrong. White people are the inventors. White people are the military force that removed Nazism. White people are so and so. White people are so and so, and the vast majority of them are good people. You know, like and they contributed a lot to this world. So you get the point, Joby and company. Uh, this is seriously the case. And those who would commit, if it happens, and those who would try to commit a military coup even before the election, they're different types. One is they're really not really locals, although they have citizenship. They're one of those. They're some of those immigrants who came by way of Russia, right? Similar to the two wives of Trump, right? After the collapse of the Soviet Union and whatnot, or genius visa, right? Remember, right? And so on and so forth. And they're well trained by KGB, right? You know, speaking of immigration, Trump himself is immigrant, and so are his two wives, right? So that's that, Joby. I mean, out of this very small framework, or this report that I've got just now, like an hour ago, maybe, you need to prepare for such contingency. You need to make sure that this doesn't turn into a civil war, and so on and so forth, and make sure that those officers look just and the other kind. Like I said, I was talking about those officers. The other kind, if they commit a military coup, is what I call the misled people. You know, they have the wrong idea about what's going on, and so on and so forth. And they think in their heart that they're doing the right thing when they're really serving Putin, who really hates them and hates their guts and destroying Europe. So that's that. So Joby and company, I really pray you stay as is, not become a dictator. I don't think you will, but so far you showed that. And if you go for the next 4 years and keep the United States intact, and get things going, you will be a man of history. You have survived the onslaught of communism and Nazism and Ayatollahs and the Netanyahus and the Hezbollahs and whoever. Right. And then kept the United States intact, and hopefully it'll get fixed, because the United States is right now it's very broken. Not 100%, but if it's broken, it could be fixed. But if Putin comes in, it will not get fixed, period. That's it. Give me a second. All right, Joby. So that's that. And your tell your national Snoops agency and FBIs and the KIA, Kill in Action, or is that CIA? Whatever, right? But FBI, I think, is need to know that. And it's better for those agencies to be the ones to quell any rebellion or any insurrectionist and so on, than to bring like big, the large units, right? Military units. However, you guys know what to do. But that really came to me like in the past 1 hour, and it seems to be a very reliable, So that's that. Stay mobile, where if anybody overruns the White House, like they did the Capitol on January 6th, it won't make a difference because you will still be the president and your surrounding and so on. All right. Point number 2, and this is also very important. Now, I did explain in the past on the one-day solution to the Ukraine war. And I speculated. To me, it sounded like the only one way. I mean, I put myself into a situation where I want to resolve the Ukraine situation in 1 day. And then I speculated on Trump allowing or asking Putin to use tactical nuclear weapons. That will resolve it in 1 day, right? And then he will hold the United States and the West down from responding to him, right? He just wants him to take over Europe. That's his mandate. That's his these are his orders given to him by the KGB. Joby, not Joby, rather than Trump, Trump. But then today it also hit me that there is another way of doing the one-day solution to the Ukraine war. Could it be a result in one day aside from the tactical nuclear weapons? Yes, there is one way. What is it? It's very simple. If Putin goes back to the White House, that means Trump, right? He will commit a massive airborne assault on Kiev, right? Arrest the government and deliver it to Moscow, right? So he can do that. He can do that, right? What if he sends like, say, 100,000 troops into battle, right? Drop airborne on Kiev and arrest the government officials and generals and so on, and he just sends them. Give me a second, man. This computer, man. Right? Right? So he can do that, right? I mean, that's one day. That's all you need, really. You get ready for it, and if the military coup happened before November, he can get things ready in one day, right? Even it'll be ready by the time if he goes back into the White House, he issues the order, and that's that. But that's not all. It hit me that he and Putin and of course you got your Netanyahu above that posse. He's the head honcho of the cult, right? Who's hell bent on destroying the United States and the West. So what he could do is in cooperation and in coordination with Putin, right? Putin can again amass troops north of the border of Kiev, like with in Belarus, right? And then at the same time, he commits an offensive onto Kiev. So you see what I'm saying, right? So now you, Kievan Rus, or whoever you are, right? What you should do is become mobile, right? Relocate the government from Kiev, outside of Kiev, and become mobile and disperse it here and there. So it's not going to be central. So if the duo, if Putin and his pup in the White House, if he goes back into the White House, right? Right, so they commit a vice on you, an offensive from Belarus onto Kiev from the north, similar to what they've done at the start of the war, tried to sneak up on Ukraine, on Kiev from Belarus. So if you become mobile, then you need to commit or assign a lot of resources, anti-tank, anti-armor, anti-personnel, and anti-aircraft weapons between Kiev and Belarus, right? It's better if you committed an offensive into Belarus now and taken over the capital, Minsk, and that's easy for you, right? And if that happens, if Russia and Putin and Trump do such thing, that's one day, right? I mean, now he will allow Russia to take over Kiev because he's going to help them by an airdrop of airborne assault on Kiev and blah blah blah. They can achieve that, right? That was supposed to happen at the start of the war, but now they're sworn on allowing this to happen or facilitating for it to happen, right? These guys don't take no for an answer, and they don't like to lose, they lost in January 6th, and now Ukraine, and so on. But here's an advice for you Western Europeans: if something like this happens, right. You can't wait until Putin has taken over Ukraine, because he's going to move against you right afterwards. You better be involved. As a matter of fact, you better be involved now. And don't worry, don't be shy. Don't feel like you're going to be exposing yourself or whatever it is. You better be involved now in Ukraine, and you better arm Ukraine to the teeth, especially those Swedes, and you Germans. You have those anti-tanks, anti-aircraft weapons. Oh, you better give them plenty of those, or even deploy your own people, on the border and so on. And you better be involved. If that such thing happens, and say Kiev is taken in one day by Putin and Trump, right, with full assistance from Trump, you better be doing the fight right there and then. So, that's what I'm seeing. So there is a possibility of one day, aside from the tactical nuclear weapons, right? So there's that possibility, and that possibility is a full airborne assault on Kiev, right? So there you have it. The 2 points I just got like in the last 2 hours, and guess what? They sound very plausible and pretty darn possible, right? And you better get ready for them, whether you, Joby, or you in Kiev, you Kievan generals and so on. You better get ready for such scenario, right? Even though I can tell you now, Biden seems to be the one that's just emerged after the onslaught of the debate, and after the debate, right, by courts, by justice system, by media, and so on. He actually emerged as the likely candidate, like the most likely candidate to stay in the White House. But hey, uh, these 2 points are not to be ignored. And you better go to the drawing board and do things now. Don't wait until the election. I don't think Putin will wait until the election, especially if he begins to see that the polls are not in his favor, especially if he sees that there will, there is for him, it's not all guaranteed 100%. No, no, no. So go for it, and that's it. Have a nice day. Bye now.